Good morning, everybody. Today it's pouring down the rain, so I'm off because you can't mow lawns in the rain. So I managed to find time to make a video for y'all and basically update you on literally everything that's been going on. Last time I made a real deal video was beginning of April. That's the last time I did filming. Even though I uploaded a video a few weeks ago, because I had it stored on my phone. Since December, I've been running into lots of problems with this piece of crap. It decided, beginning of this week, it decided to smoke like a freight train. I had it plugged into the wall while we were all up in the camper watching TV instead of sleeping, and it started smoking. Burnt myself a couple times. Melted a little area in the couch. Just wonderful. But yeah, I've been having problems since December with it turning on and off on its own. Anytime I hit the camera button, it would turn the phone off, so I wasn't able to do any filming. I mean, I could here and there, but it was rough. It was taking a lot of time. Yeah, it's gone now. Walmart had a heck of a deal, running $30 on a Samsung Galaxy S8. Could have got an S9 for $50, but they were sold out. But this phone's doing some pretty good stuff. I'm liking it, so hopefully the quality will get way better with these videos. I'm hoping. So yeah, let's look over everything. Keep you updated. Front left, a few weeks ago. The tires this December will make it 2 years since I bought them. They're awesome tires. They are 25-inch Interco Swamp Lights. I'm sorry. The problems with this bike is A, it's dead, and B, the carburetor needle is not sealing correctly, so gas is leaking into the system. So I need to remove the carb and clean it again. I've already done this, so if it happened again 5 minutes later, so I'm thinking that there's crud in the gas tank, which I already know that because there's crud in the gas tank. And then second, the throttle is sticking. I'm thinking it's somehow twisted up on the inside of the cable is twisted up on the inside of the rubber outside. So that's got to get fixed. We got the chickens. I was able to fix the muddy problem. It was holding a lot of water. That patio piece right there used to be underwater. Got that all figured out a few months ago. Now it's draining pretty good. The chickens are not laying eggs. A couple are, but they're eating it. So something I read on lawn is golf balls. Stick the golf balls in the nesting boxes, and then they won't peck it. Time to clean this out. Definitely. You can see that one eating the egg right now. Alright, here's the Polaris. I took the tires off of this. I made a video about it back in, I think, March or April. Took the tires off, plugged the front one in 3 places, like in line. So whatever I hit or Dad hit, it hit multiple spots super close to each other. So I got it plugged. It's holding air now. This tire, couldn't find the leak, so I'm going to have to take it back off and submerge it in water and see where it's bubbling from. The thermostat is still broken, this sucker. So, kind of hard to trail ride with something that will overheat super easy. I got to install the Suburban brush guard. I'll be doing that soon, making a video. This year, I'm not using the dump trailer for hauling lawnmower equipment because I was getting into the problem of me mowing. You having the weed eater in there, the gases, the string, the mowers up in there. But if I had any kind of breakdowns and stuff, I couldn't do nothing. I had no tools, no nothing. So, used the cargo trailer this year, and I'll show you what's going on in there. It's turned out awesome. It's perfect. The best thing I've done, so I'm definitely doing that method next year. The old 84. What's going on with this is I've posted on Facebook, yard sale sites, local places. I'm looking for 4 or 5 new used, whatever, a 35 by 12 and a half by 15 inch all-terrain tires or mud terrain tires. Really like to get my hands on a set of BF Goodrich all-terrain KO1s or KO2s, doesn't matter, but it is what it is. These rims are rusting, so I'm also looking for a set of those. I found a thing online. They're black rims. They're not the wagon style. They got the circles instead of the triangles. As you can tell, this is all rusted out. That tire's going flat. The dual tanks that I bought 2 years ago still sitting in there. The reason why they're sitting in here is because I cannot get the straps off to remove the old tanks to install the new tanks. The bolt won't come free, and actually I think it's a stud coming out of the side of the frame. So it's not just a normal bolt that I could cut off and then run a new bolt. I'd have to weld in a new stud. So I think I'm going to leave the straps and I'm going to remove the bed. Problem with the bed is these under this mat there's like 4 or 6 bolts. They have a square head or square, I don't know what you want to call it, on the bottom of the head, and they sit flush in the bed, but they won't turn because it's a square. Well, that's ended up rusting out, so whenever I get down there with the wrench, when I move it, the whole bolt spins, so I'm going to have to cut those off and use new ones. I'll have to disconnect the wires going to the headlights and disconnect the this from inside the bed, and then I'll be good. I'm surprised that hasn't blown away yet. That's the shield that goes on the bottom of the tanks. And once I get that done, then I can, get a new muffler, because there's a blown out muffler from this sucker being towed 11 years ago up a hill. I don't even know if I can get down there so you can see the muffler. Being towed up the hill, and there it is. I'm not sure if you can see it. A bunch of gas fumes built up in it, and finally it ignited and just blew a freaking hole right in the side of it. To get that, new rims, new tires, that I gotta get a couple bulbs here and there. I have new mirrors. I get one here that's actually off an old school bus, so they'll be sitting up. Look, I'm not sure if you can see about that high. I'll need a new seat, or just get another one. I gotta cut these all out, buy new floor pans, this stuff, and find somebody welded in. What else? Oh, I created a list of everything I need to do to this, but I don't even remember at the moment. Freaking brain dead. Oh, wonderful. I can't get that up. Maybe I didn't pull it far enough. I ain't too worried about it. So, yeah. A lot of things going to be happening this soon, hopefully. Yeah. I'll have to put probably a little bit over 2,500 into it, or a little bit under 3,000. And it will be roadworthy again. Now, the old 1963 International Harvester, the panel's been off it for a couple months. It hasn't ran since fall of 2017. What ended up happening is water or condensation got inside this air filter mechanism, and the oil stays down here, and it's supposed to keep the dust down. What actually raised the oil level up to here and it was completely submerged. So there was no airflow going through the air filter. So that's all clean. I took the carburetor off. The carburetor has been completely cleaned and it's got new gaskets. The problem is, I think, I'm not sure if it was like this already, or if I probably did it when I was working on it back in the fall, late at night. I cracked the, what is that, exhaust manifold? I don't know what this thing is called, but I cracked it, so we're going to try GB weld. If not, I'll have to buy a new one. The fuel line up in here, it's actually pinched, so it doesn't go up in there, seal all the way. We have to run a new one of those. The exhaust is so freaking shot, it's completely fallen off. Tank needs to be flushed out, battery needs to be charged. It just won't start. We don't know why. It's good on oil, just won't start. Okay, so the ATV slash lawnmower dump cart build, it's still ongoing project. Still collecting things for it. I really can't put any money into mowers and stuff at this time because I really need to get the truck running and the taxes, breakdowns, stuff like that. So this is the collection thing. This is the frame. It's an industrial lift for those that don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be beefy. I'll tell you that right now. This is gonna be sitting on the frame, and then the front foot of that one over there is actually going to be sitting on the front, and it's going to be like a side compartment, or put a cooler or drink or whatever in front of where the actual leaves or dirt's going to be sitting. And it's going to be long enough to actually hang shovels from it. The roller, it's probably from the 70s. It's worn out, metal's super thin, and it's been sitting there at camp for, gosh, probably a couple years after 2010 maybe. That's when we brought it over. It's got rust holes all in it, so I don't know what I'm going to do there. These southern states. Alright, 2 rear tires, they're flat. Gotta charge a battery. I still gotta take apart the carburetor, see what's going on in there. Something's stuck. So I'll get that fixed. Now the Cub Cadet. My Cub Cadet is out of commission. And that's really not a good thing because I really need it. What I managed to do is nick something else, because it's not a plug leaking. I've actually nicked something else, and it's flat. Right there, a shiny piece of metal. It, right there, you can't really see, it doesn't look bad, but it's actually supposed to be laying like this, and it's bent down and curled that way. It's actually supposed to be like a skid plate for the bottom of the deck, so it slides across the thing. That's all bent to shreds. So what I'm going to have to do is rip it off, cut it off with the grinder and beat the little bit back up. And then eventually I'll take it to a welder, a local welder over in Maryland. Not too local, but it's a good place. 15 minutes, I think. And get them to weld a new one on there. I'm sick of freaking birds' nests. That's all that's left. I've pulled out. It was sitting over here on the jacks for a couple weeks, and yeah. Hey, let's do a cold start. This thing hasn't been fired up in, holy crap, maybe it's been more than 2 weeks. It's been out for a month, I think. Might fire up, might not. Let's see. This is a client's rototiller. I'm still working on it. The gas tank was all rusted out. One wheel was locked up on that thing. Inside, right there, it's got water mixed in with the grease. So I got to drain that, flush it out, and put new grease in there. It's an ongoing project. I finally got it fired up, and I'm standing on the other side of the muffler. and I ended up getting shot up with a bunch of probably rust. Came out of that muffler. That hurt like crap. Okay, dark shed. For some reason this phone, I turned the flash on, unless it was already on, I don't know. I could clean this place up. But this is the Montgomery. The Montgomery. Haven't done nothing with it. Have not had time to do anything with it. That's the sad part. The only thing I've done is upgrade the tire size to 20 by 8 by 8. I'm not gonna really run them. I just had that on there, get it sitting up higher. Gotta buy a battery for it because that's actually for the tractor. I destroyed a safety switch somehow for the PTO, so I got to rewire the thing, which I kind of already knew I had to rewire it. I don't know what I'm doing. It clicked in my head. Oh wait, I have a union electrician living in my house. He probably can help me rewire it. So he's gonna help me rewire it one day when we have time. Montgomery actually got new tires for the rear. It's 27 by 12 by 12 Vampires. They are monstrous. They're huge. I'll show those to you in a second. Garbage. Don't ever buy Walmart bicycles. They're dangerous, reckless, garbage, falling apart, scrap. After I strip parts off it or something. You never know what you could do with something like that. Okay, this is the Jacobsen build, or the General Lee build. It's a Jacobsen Homelite LT10, 1988. Yeah. There's the engine that's going in it. It's a 15 horse Kohler. I think they're called Pros. Kohler Pro. It's got overhead valves. It's pressure lubed. It's got a fuel system, fuel pump hooked up to it. It's got hydraulic lifters, so there's no adjustment on those. Good little engine. It's got more freaking pep to it than an 18 horse Intech Virgin Stratton. Both cleaned, and yep, definitely puts out more power. This is my nightmare. Still working on it. Here's the frame all cleaned up. I'm waiting on this thing to get fired up, me to learn before I weld. There's still rust in there. When my phone crashed months ago, I lost all photos. So I was able to find a couple diagrams online. That's my garbage junk. Here's other parts. It's confusing. I gotta fix the hood. I don't know how. Once again, other people's told me how to, and it just, I can't comprehend it. I don't understand. That's how I am. Eventually I'll figure it out. Here's the rear fenders. I'm actually going to be picking up a couple ATVs. Old parts ATVs. One's like a 85 Moto 4 200. Comes with the 8-inch rims and the 10-inch front rims. The front rims are 22 by 8 by 10, and the rears are 22 by 12 by 22 by 11 by 8. So I'm thinking about, for this build, 20 by 12 and a half by 8 Interco Super Swamper TSLs on those rims, and 22 by 9 by 10 fronts, which are the Interco Super Swamper TSLs, so they match. I don't know where I don't have any money put to the side for this build or the other build at this time. I mean, I could, but I really want to save some. Those are the Interco Super Swamper Vampires. They got what was it, 1 or 1.5 inch lugs. They're freaking monstrous. Those things are gonna break something. Maybe in that 2300, but then again, I don't know. That's a beefy transaxle too. So let's head up and check out the trailer. Alright, so here's the Husqvarna. It's Dad's. I've been having to use this since my Cub Cadet is out of commission. It's got the heavy duty fabbed up deck. Sucker kicks butt. Except for the wheels on the side here. They don't really work. The bent metal down here does a 90 degree, well not quite a 90 degree, and then it does a 90 degree at the bottom. They forgot to weld the tab to the bottom of the deck, so that's why they're flanged out a little bit. It's just wonderful. Kicks butt. The rear end in it, it has the differential lock. It actually went kapooey end of last year. We dug into it this April for mowing season, and the, oh crap, what do you call it? Actuator that engages the lock actually fried from it not being able to move because of mud. This is the old push mower. I'm still working on it. I need to. I gotta buy a $30 part. The doesn't catch. Sometimes it catches, sometimes it doesn't. So it's sometimes a pain to start, but it's 22-inch, 6-horse, 2001, same year I was born. It's heavy. It's duty. Got the rake, the broom, the shovel for, grass, and then the clippers. Over here I got owner's manuals, string, oil, a tarp to lay under, and weed killer. Up on this bar I normally have a 2-gallon cooler that hangs. Here's my Husqvarna. Actually, my Cub Cadet ain't running that great. The Husqvarna quit. The Troy-built 4-stroke decided to not want to go this year. So, at the beginning of this year, I was forced to buy a Craftsman at Lowe's. Good Craftsman 4-stroke, so I didn't have to spend that extra buck to get a cotton picking oil. Now, yes, it's got more power and all, but a 30cc 4-stroke is basically equal to, I'd say about a 25cc 2-stroke. It was cheaper. It had the J arm. I ended up completely wearing that thing out. In 2 months. And I took it back to Lowe's with the warranty, and they told me this. Oh, we don't actually send those out to get worked on. That right there tells me what kind of poor quality it is. If it's a Craftsman, Boland's, Cub Cadet, all those are basically MTDs. Basically, no, they are, because they're made by MTD. So that right there tells me it's cheesy as crap. So I didn't really get a replacement. They just put the money back on a Lowe's car, and I bought this Husqvarna 28cc 2-stroke. It's powerful. It's powerful. It's pretty good quality. Husqvarna's and steel is like the #1. What I've ended up doing is the filter's all funked up, and this is actually split. I've managed to somehow split it, so I gotta replace that. I'm very impressed with it. I got the blade. I bought this with the Craftsman. It's Trimmer Plus. I think it's MTD. Bought that with the Good Friday deals they were running with the Kohler, or not the Kohler, the Craftsman. So I was able to keep that. This is well, it's actually orange, which you can't tell, but what I've managed to do is when you push the thing, the whole thing torques. Now what I mean by torque is, if I can hold it still, I can't. When here, I pour that side out a little bit, you can see, and that side. So anytime I push the trigger, that head does this. It torques on the shaft. So what I'm going to have to do instead of replacing it is just build it up with some electrical tape. But when it torques, it freaking vibrates the living crap out of you. This is the edge trimmer. This is the leaf blower. It's quicker than sweeping. And I ain't putting money into a backpack blower. There ain't no complicated way. Got the trash bag. I got, this is all trashed. I had it really nice looking when I started, but, you know, just get busy. This is all my invoices, my clipboard, shop rags. Got a wrench if I have to take off the blades. I got a file, zip ties. You can't get wrong, zip ties. Said shop rags. Toe straps if I get stuck in the mud, because one client's house is really muddy in their lower field because of springs. That's one of those deck holders, so you can undo the bolt. I got gloves. I actually got to chuck this. That's for the 4-stroke engine oil. I need to pick up 2-cycle oil. That's an air pump for a charger port. I can pump up the tires. That right, oh, I didn't know my phone turned, crap. That right there is the jumper cables, more manuals, yada yada yada, it's all in there. That's the gases. So business is going quite well this year. I picked up a few extra clients this year. I wish there were small yards so I could be, cranking the yards out, 5 a day, but that's not the case. They're all 2 hours, one's a 1.5. I got 2-hour yards, 3-hour yards. One is 6 or 7, depending on how I'm feeling, walking up and down the hill at church. And then I got the big one that is 14. So none of my yards are quick ones. I got it 12. 2 is actually this yard and camp. I don't get paid for that. Why would I buy my own gas to do my own lawn? And then the Boy Scout camp in Old Town, I help out with that one. And then I have all the other lawns, which I get paid. I actually am going to check out a new client's thing tomorrow. I gotta call and set it up. It's going to be another side job of weed eating. I've had a couple side jobs of weed eating this year. It's going good.